means to you personally to have the number retired?
You're the oldest, Marco.
Well, this is just, it's an amazing honor. It's an absolutely phenomenal honor. It's a great, I don't really think of it as an honor to me, really so much as an honor to the team that I played on in 1979. I think that's really what it's about. It's not a we thing, or a me thing, it's really more of a we thing. But this is a great honor, and it's been fun this week because I've reflected back so much about my time here at BYU and what a privilege it was to play here. But this is a great honor. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'd echo a little bit of Mark's. I mean, this is definitely, to me, it's the greatest sport out there. And to be surrounded by 100 other teammates and accomplish the goals that we've accomplished is truly amazing. So this is a great honor. A lot of great people have worn the number 6 here at BYU, and I feel very fortunate to be up here with these two guys.
Yeah, I echo what these two gentlemen said beside me. Really, it's unfortunate just one name goes up there, but in reality, it's a team effort. It's a team unit that was able to put us where we were, put us in the positions we were at. So for me, it's about the teammates that I had. It's about sharing it with my family and my kids.
Any other questions?
Do you have a favorite memory from playing in the stadium here?
Well, I do. My favorite memory playing here was in 1977. Actually, we played Utah, and it's always a great memory when you beat Utah. But in that game, we actually broke the NCAA single game passing record. We threw for 571 in that game, and because it was against Utah, it was really a fun day.
Yeah, I think the first game in the '84 season that we played at home was against Baylor. And at the time, I don't think we really knew how good we were going to be. And we came out on fire, and I think we ended up beating them 47-13. We threw 5 touchdown passes in the first half, and I think from that moment on, we felt offensively that we were going to be pretty good.
For me, it'd probably be two different circumstances. One, not necessarily a single event, but every time I ran out of that tunnel, I felt so proud to put on that jersey and be part of this team, be part of the history and the legacy. And then, the one play that stands out, obviously, would probably be my last run here at Cougar Stadium, or LaBelle Edwards Stadium at the time. My run with down the sideline against Utah.
How did you each come up with the number 6? How did you decide on that?
Well, I don't know about these guys, but I didn't decide on it. I redshirted, and LaBelle let me sit up for one varsity game. And so I went to my locker, and number 6 was in there. And I'd never worn number 6 before. I'd never worn number 6. We all played Little League sports and everything. I never wore number 6 at any time in my entire life. And but it was kind of funny because at one point during the game, the crowd started cheering, "We want 6." Now that they wanted a touchdown, right? But I looked at my buddy from Nampa, the offensive guard, and I said, "These are pretty smart fans. They didn't want me." They didn't want me. But afterwards, I went up to Floyd Johnson, who was the equipment manager in those days, and I said, what is with number 6? And why'd you choose number 6? And he said, "Well, you're a Seattle kid, right?" "Yeah." He said, "Well, there was a famous quarterback that played at University of Washington, Sonny Six Killer. Dude, you're a Seattle kid, you gotta wear number 6. And that's how I ended up with number 6.
I can remember sitting in my locker. They hadn't passed out jerseys yet, and I was never asked what number I wanted to be. The same equipment manager, Floyd Johnson, peeked around the corner. He goes, "Hey, Bosco, what do you think about number 6? He chucked the jersey to me, and I'm like, "Good enough for me?" And that was it. I had no choice, and he just gave it to me.
So my freshman year, I was actually number 26. Kind of the same thing. You come in as a freshman, and you don't have any credibility, or you don't have any pull, so you just get what you're given. But my sophomore year, I was able to switch back to 6, which I wore in high school.
Each of you guys played for LaBelle. You played in his last game, obviously. You started towards the beginning of his career. What does it mean to have your number hang in his stadium? And do you have any memory, specific memory of him, or any advice he gave you?
Well, I playing for LaBelle was everything. Right? That's probably why a lot of us came here, was because of LaBelle, and he was the one who built this program to what it is, and what it was certainly in those days. You know, Lavelle, the thing I loved about Lavelle is he trusted us. You know, probably in my career, probably the most memorable play. If you just had to pick one play, it was in 1979 against Texas A&M, and we decided to go for a 2-point conversion. And there was a conversation on that sideline before we made that call. And it was me, it was Doug Scoville, the offensive coordinator, and it was Lavelle. And Lavelle looked at me and said, and we had talked about a bunch of plays, and he then turned to me and said, "So what do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And so I said, "Well, I kind of want to run this play." And he looked at Doug and he said, "Okay, go." And that's what I mean. Lavelle trusted you, and yeah, I think that's probably pretty rare, especially in that exact moment, you know. But that's what he was, and that's who he was, and we responded to that, and that's why you have so many guys who have such a love for Lavelle.
Along those same lines, it was our first game against University of Pittsburgh, and my first 3 passes of the game were horrendous. They weren't even close to the wide receivers. And so I kind of doubted myself. Like, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play or if I should be the guy and be out there. And I can remember him meeting me out on the field, and it was that same trust. He told me not to worry about what just happened. He says, "You're good enough to play. We've seen you practice. Just go out there and be yourself." And then I was able to relax a little bit. He trusted in me, gave me a lot of confidence, and was able to go out there and perform a little bit better.
Yeah, Lavelle obviously had the credibility to, you know, if he said something, it meant it. And he didn't have to say a lot, but you knew what he was thinking, you knew what he was feeling, and you knew what he, you know, he believed in you. So I have so many just little instances where Lavelle, you know, made a difference in my life and so many other people's lives that came through. He was a very unique guy, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that they don't love him. So.
What do you guys remember about the other number 6 is, I guess? Did you kind of keep tabs on your number, or is there maybe something about one of the other guys sitting next to you that you kind of remember about their career?
I didn't keep tabs on them, but when I knew that they had number 6, and I was really proud they were wearing that jersey number. You know, I remember the Pitt game when Robbie played, and I remember going to that game, you know, wondering how we were going to do, wondering how Robbie was going to do. Pitt was a great team, and it was a tough environment to be in. It was on the road, and I remember he threw a post pattern late in that game that really turned the tide of the game, and I remember thinking, yes, you know, not only for BYU, but for number 6. And then Luke had such an amazing career. I mean, the way he ran the ball was just incredible, and to have him wear number 6 was a very cool thing for me. I loved it.
Yeah, you know, I've been working at BYU now for about 28 years, and I will not lie. Every football season, I check out who's wearing number 6 and how they're doing. And I kind of watch them. I think it's a number that it means something to me. I mean, look at the guys that wore number 6. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal of the guys. And another guy, James Dye, who is one of the greatest punt returners ever to play here, had number 6. And so it's cool to follow them and kind of see what they do and how they perform with that number.
So I'm going to say this, but I obviously was the first number 6 I probably realized was at BYU was James Dye. So, but yeah, there's obviously been a lot of people that have worn 6, and it's been a good number, and I don't think, that's probably just their number. So, James Dye, Curtis Brown have all been people that have worn that number that have had huge successes in this stadium.